My stroll in the capital has brought me to one of the most beautiful historic sites in Tehran, Golestan Palace, which is about 400 years old.
The oldest historic monument in Tehran, Golestan Palace, was originally built during the Safavid dynasty, but later renovated and rebuilt during the 19th century, when the palace complex was selected as the royal residence and seat of power by the Qajar ruling family. The lavish complex is considered a masterpiece of Qajar art, embodying the successful integration of earlier Persian crafts and architecture with Western influences. Built around a garden featuring pools as well as planted areas, the palace's most characteristic features and rich ornaments date from the 19th century, when it was a center of Qajari arts and architecture, of which it is still an outstanding example and has remained a source of inspiration for Iranian artists and architects to this day. It represents a new style incorporating traditional Persian arts and crafts and elements of 18th century architecture and technology. As the main section of Golestan Palace, Salam Hall represents a unique and rich testimony of the architectural language and decorative art during the Qajar era, represented mostly in the legacy of Nasir-ed-Din Shah. It reflects artistic inspirations of European origin influencing Persian style. The sparkling interior of Golestan Palace is what makes it stand out. Mirrors have been used extensively to decorate the interior of buildings in Iran, and Iranian craftsmen have developed this particular art over centuries. It requires a great deal of finesse and attention to detail. But there's even more for visitors to feast their eyes on. By all measures, the 18th century was the height of fabulous Persian rugs. There was a large market in Europe for these beautiful tapestries, and in the 19th century, the Qajar dynasty started a program designed to promote cultural revitalization of the local crafts. This prompted a variety of designs. The Qajar era is marked by introducing new techniques in Persian art. Calligraphers of this period started experimenting with inks in an unprecedented spectrum of colors and unusual formats, and started using multi-directional writing with overlapping letters. The building of wind catchers, or Imarat-e-Badgir, was constructed during the reign of Fath Ali Shah. 4 wind towers outside allow the wind to move through the building, keeping it cool in summer. It has 2 rooms and boasts the finest stained glass windows in the palace. Shams-ul-Imare, or the Edifice of the Sun, is considered the most stunning structure of Golestan Palace. The idea of building a tall structure came to Nasir-ed-Din Shah, who wanted to have a panoramic view of the city. The construction of the building began in 1865, and it was completed in 2 years. Historians say Persian gardens may have originated as early as 4000 BC. From the time of the Achaemenid Empire, the idea of an earthly paradise is seen in Persian literature. These gardens are enclosed and follow several simple design rules. Water is omnipresent, and geometric shapes are the secret to its beauty.